The biggest hits. Non-stop. 24/7.
You are listening to Emmachev Radio.
There was a promise made, dreamers believed, but we didn't know what we were headed towards. Good fights were won, some felt left behind, and the demagogue drafted them for, and it was not their fault. They too believed hopes and promises that became this. Lies are commonplace, facts are misconstrued, blame is thrown around, living in this. Dissent is demonized, protest emphasized, outrage denied, living in this. Everything I saw, all the progress made, on the verge of collapse, living in this. And we're all afraid of everyone we meet. Are you with us or them, living in this? If you have nothing to lose and think it's all rigged, and you're out of hope, you open up to. So many people hurt, so many need real change, enough to burn it down, force us into.
The first breath is a grounding breath. Take a moment. Notice. The next breath is a grounding breath. Notice what feels supportive. open.
Hey there, Emmachev radio fam. You're cruising with the smoothest waves on the dial, and we're stoked you're here. Big love to our listeners. You're the real VIPs. Buckle up, because today's joke is a marathon, not a sprint. Grab your snacks, settle in, and let's dive into a tale so wild, even your commute will feel like a front row seat. Ready? Let's roll. A penguin waddles into a tropical beach bar, orders a coconut margarita, and starts chatting up the bartender. "Rough day?" the bartender asks, eyeing the penguin's sunglasses and tiny Hawaiian shirt. The penguin sighs. "You could say that. I've been trying to open a bakery, but nobody takes me seriously. I mean, look at me. I'm a flightless bird in a chef's hat." The bartender nods sympathetically. "What's your specialty?" The penguin slaps a menu on the counter. "Snowflake croissants, iceberg eclairs, and my pièce de résistance, freezer-burned sourdough." The bartender raises an eyebrow. "Any glowing reviews?" The penguin groans. "Just one. A polar bear left a Yelp rant saying my bread was too chill. But hey, at least my mom says I'm the coolest baker in Antarctica." Still laughing? That's the Emmachev radio effect. Massive thanks for sticking with us. You're the spark in our static. Don't touch that dial, because up next, we've got fire tracks and wild trivia. Keep rocking, keep smiling, and remember, life's a playlist. You hit shuffle. Stay awesome. Stay tuned.
All the latest news and breaking headlines. Live from your local radio station. This is On the Hour News.
Hello. Here are some of the news making headlines, internationally according to The Guardian, today. Visit theguardian.com for more clarity. Most Britons do not know the scale of the United Kingdom's involvement in slavery, a survey finds. The vast majority are unaware of how many people were enslaved and for how long, although the poll finds support for reparations is rising. Britons are widely ignorant of the scale and legacy of Britain's involvement in slavery and colonialism. The survey found that the vast majority are unaware of how many people were enslaved, how long the trade continued, or for how long United Kingdom taxpayers were paying off a government loan to compensate enslavers after abolition. The poll, released to coincide with Tuesday's United Nations International Day of Remembrance of the Victims of Slavery and the Transatlantic Slave Trade, was commissioned by the Repair Campaign, which is working with the Caribbean community to secure reparatory justice for member states through health, education, and infrastructure projects. South African Ambassador Ibrahim Rasool, declared persona non grata by Washington, was welcomed home on Sunday by hundreds of supporters. Crowds at Cape Town International Airport surrounded Rasool and his wife, Rosida, as they emerged into the arrivals terminal in their hometown. The couple required a police escort to navigate through the building, as supporters sang songs praising the ambassador who was expelled from the United States by the Trump administration. Sports news today. Real Madrid is close to completing a deal to sign Trent Alexander-Arnold on a free transfer this summer. The Liverpool right-back has long been a target for the European champions, and there is now a widespread expectation that he will join Carlo Ancelotti's side when his contract expires at the end of the season. The move has not been finalised yet, and an agreement will need to be communicated to Liverpool when it is sealed. However, sources in Spain have indicated that Real Madrid has put a 5-year deal on the table for Alexander-Arnold, paving the way for him to bring an end to his association with his boyhood club. The 26-year-old has been crucial in Liverpool's recent success and has largely been excellent this season. Technology news today. Tesla's Europe sales dropped nearly 45% amid row over Musk's Trump links. US carmakers' European market share falls as Chinese rival BYD overtakes it on global revenue, topping $100 billion. Business Live. Latest updates: sales of new Tesla cars slumped in Europe last month in the latest indication of a potential buyer backlash over Elon Musk's high-profile and controversial behavior since becoming a leading figure in Donald Trump's administration. The Texas-based electric car maker sold less than 16,000 vehicles across Europe last month, down 44% on average across 25 countries in the EU, the UK, Norway and Switzerland, according to data compiled by the research platform Jato Dynamics. Tesla's European sales dropped nearly 45% amid controversy surrounding Elon Musk's connections to the Trump administration. The United States carmaker's European market share fell as Chinese rival BYD overtook it in global revenue, exceeding $100 billion. Sales of new Tesla cars slumped in Europe last month, the latest indication of a potential buyer backlash against Elon Musk's high-profile and controversial behavior since becoming a leading figure in Donald Trump's administration. The Texas-based electric car maker sold fewer than 16,000 vehicles across Europe last month, down 44% on average across 25 countries in the European Union, the United Kingdom, Norway, and Switzerland, according to data compiled by the research platform Jato Dynamics.
Are manual HR processes slowing you down? Do you spend more time on paperwork than on your people? In today's fast-paced world, outdated systems can hold your business back. Introducing Rockeye HRMS, the intelligent solution designed to streamline your HR operations and empower your workforce. From seamless onboarding to insightful performance management, Rockeye HRMS puts everything you need at your fingertips. Experience the power of automation. Rockeye HRMS simplifies recruitment, ensuring you find the best talent faster. Streamline onboarding with digital workflows and eliminate payroll errors with automated processing. Empower your employees with self-service access and gain valuable insights with its comprehensive analytics and reporting tools. Imagine a workplace where HR is efficient, employees are engaged, and managers have the data they need to drive success. Rockeye HRMS reduces administrative burden, improves accuracy, and boosts employee satisfaction. Unlock your workforce potential and focus on what matters most, growing your business. Ready to transform your HR? Rockeye, HRMS, your partner in building a better workplace. For more information, send an email to rockeye@emmachev.com.
You are listening to Emmachev Radio.
Folk Tales of Bengal by Reverend Lal Bahari Day. The Origin of Rubies. There was a certain king who died leaving 4 sons behind him with his queen. The queen was passionately fond of the youngest of the princes. She gave him the best robes, the best horses, the best food, and the best furniture. The other 3 princes became exceedingly jealous of their youngest brother, and, conspiring against him and their mother, made them live in a separate house and took possession of the estate. Owing to overindulgence, the youngest prince had become very willful. He never listened to anyone, not even to his mother, but had his own way in everything. One day he went with his mother to bathe in the river. A large boat was riding there at anchor. None of the boatmen were in it. The prince went into the boat and told his mother to come into it. His mother besought him to get down from the boat, as it did not belong to him. But the prince said, "No, mother, I am not coming down. I mean to go on a voyage, and if you wish to come with me, then delay not, but come up at once, or I shall be off in a trice." The queen besought the prince to do no such thing, but to come down instantly. But the prince gave no heed to what she said, and began to take up the anchor. The queen went up into the boat in great haste, and the moment she was on board, the boat started, and falling into the current passed on swiftly like an arrow. The boat went on and on till it reached the sea. After it had gone many furlongs into the open sea, the boat came near a whirlpool where the prince saw a great many rubies of monstrous size floating on the waters. Such large rubies no one had ever seen, each being in value equal to the wealth of 7 kings. The prince caught hold of 6 of those rubies and put them on board. His mother said, "Darling, don't take up those red balls. They must belong to somebody who has been shipwrecked, and we may be taken up as thieves." At the repeated entreaties of his mother, the prince threw them into the sea, keeping only one tied up in his clothes. The boat then drifted toward the coast, and the queen and the prince arrived at a certain port where they landed. The port where they landed was not a small place. It was a large city, the capital of a great king. Not far from the palace, the queen and her son hired a hut where they lived. As the prince was yet a boy, he was fond of playing at marbles. When the children of the king came out to play on a lawn before the palace, our young prince joined them. He had no marbles, but he played with the ruby which he had in his possession. The ruby was so hard that it broke every taw against which it struck. The daughter of the king, who used to watch the games from a balcony of the palace, was astonished to see a brilliant red ball in the hand of the strange lad, and wanted to take possession of it. She told her father that a boy of the street had an uncommonly bright stone in his possession, which she must have, or else she would starve herself to death. The king ordered his servants to bring to him the lad with that precious stone. When the boy was brought, the king wondered at the largeness and brilliancy of the ruby. He had never seen anything like it. He doubted whether any king of any country in the world possessed so great a treasure. He asked the lad where he had got it. The lad replied that he had got it from the sea. The king offered 1,000 rupees for the ruby, and the lad, not knowing its value, readily parted with it for that sum. He went with the money to his mother, who was not a little frightened, thinking that her son had stolen the money from some rich man's house. She became quiet, however, on being assured that the money was given to him by the king in exchange for the red ball which he had picked up in the sea. The king's daughter, on getting the ruby, put it in her hair, and standing before her pet parrot, said to the bird, "Oh, my darling parrot, don't I look very beautiful with this ruby in my hair?" The parrot replied, "Beautiful? You look quite hideous with it. What princess ever puts only one ruby in her hair? It would be somewhat feasible if you had 2 at least." Stung with shame at the reproach cast in her teeth by the parrot, the princess went into the grief chamber of the palace and would never eat nor drink. The king was not a little concerned when he heard that his daughter had gone into the grief chamber. He went to her and asked her the cause of her grief. The princess told the king what her pet parrot had said, and added, "Father, if you do not procure for me another ruby like this, I'll put an end to my life by mine own hands." The king was overwhelmed with grief. Where was he to get another ruby like it? He doubted whether another like it could be found in the whole world. He ordered the lad who had sold the ruby to be brought into his presence. "Have you, young man," asked the king, "another ruby like the one you sold me?" The lad replied, "No, I have not got one." "Why? Do you want another?" "I can give you lots if you wish to have them. They are to be found in a whirlpool in the sea, far, far away. I can go and fetch some for you." Amazed at the lad's reply, the king offered rich rewards for procuring only another ruby of the same sort. The lad went home and said to his mother that he must go to the sea again to fetch some rubies for the king. The woman was quite frightened at the idea and begged him not to go, but the lad was resolved on going, and nothing could prevent him from carrying out his purpose. He accordingly went alone on board that same vessel which had brought him and his mother, and set sail. He reached the whirlpool, from near which he had formerly picked up the rubies. This time, however, he determined to go to the exact spot whence the rubies were coming out. He went to the center of the whirlpool, where he saw a gap reaching to the bottom of the ocean. He dived into it, leaving his boat to wheel round the whirlpool. When he reached the bottom of the ocean, he saw there a beautiful place. He went inside. In the central room of the palace there was the god Siva, with his eyes closed, and absorbed apparently in intense meditation. A few feet above Siva's head was a platform, on which lay a young lady of exquisite beauty. The prince went to the platform and saw that the head of the lady was separated from her body. Horrified at the sight, he did not know what to make of it. He saw a stream of blood trickling from the severed head, falling upon the matted head of Siva, and running into the ocean in the form of rubies. After a little, 2 small rods, one of silver and one of gold, which were lying near the head of the lady, attracted his eyes. As he took up the rods in his hands, the golden rod accidentally fell upon the head, on which the head immediately joined itself to the body, and the lady got up. Astonished at the sight of a human being, the lady asked the prince who he was and how he had got there. After hearing the story of the prince's adventure, the lady said, "Unhappy young man, depart instantly from this place, for when Siva finishes his meditations, he will turn you to ashes by a single glance of his eyes." The young man, however, would not go except in her company, as he was over head and ears in love with the beautiful lady. At last they both contrived to run away from the palace, and coming up to the surface of the ocean, they climbed into the boat near the center of the whirlpool and sailed away toward land, having previously laden the vessel with a cargo of rubies. The wonder of the prince's mother at seeing the beautiful damsel may be well imagined. Early next morning, the prince sent a basin full of big rubies through a servant to the king, that was astonished beyond measure. His daughter, on getting the rubies, resolved on marrying the wonderful lad who had made a present of them to her. Though the prince had a wife, whom he had brought up from the depths of the ocean, he consented to have a second wife. They were accordingly married and lived happily for years, begetting sons and daughters. The End. Read by Tony Walker for Lit2Go on the web at fcit.usf.edu.
You are listening to The Biggest Hits.
Turn your dial, let's ride the wave. Formula Urban's here to save. Emmachev's bringing heat today from 4 p.m. till end of play. Mondays bright with freshest beats. Independent grooves, it's a treat. Feel the rhythm, city streets. In your headphones, can't be beat. Formula Urban on the go. Emmachev radio sets the flow. Great, great songs you gotta know. Tune in Monday to catch the show. Unique sounds crafted with flair. Artists you'll find nowhere else, I swear. Monday vibes are in the air. Join the crowd and feel the rare. From 4 to 5 we own the mic. Week's best hour if you like. Hits that pop and tracks that spike. Formula Urban, it's dynamite. Formula Urban on the go. Emmachev radio sets the flow. Great, great songs you gotta know. Tune in Mondays to catch the show. Formula Urban on the go. Emmachev radio sets the flow. Great, great songs you gotta know. Tune in Mondays to catch the show. Formula Urban on the go. Emmachev radio sets the flow. Great, great songs you gotta know. Tune in Mondays to catch the show. Flow. Great, great songs you gotta know. Tune in Mondays to catch the show. Unique sounds crafted with flair. Artists you'll find nowhere else, I swear. Monday vibes are in the air. Join the crowd and feel the rare, the rare, the rare, the rare, the rare, the rare. From 4 to 5 we own the mic. Week's best hour if you like. Hits that pop and tracks that spike. Formula Urban, it's dynamite.
You are listening to Emmachev Radio.
That was HNDEL 12 Concerti Grossi Op 6 inches. Before that, we took a trip back in time with Sac Joe 22 and their track Notice. Speaking of notices, did you know that back in 1912, a newspaper in Lamars, Iowa, printed a notice warning residents about the dangers of kissing? Apparently, they believed kissing could spread disease. It's 1831 Greenwich Mean Time here on Emmachev Radio on this fine Tuesday, March 25, 2025. And if you enjoyed that blast from the past, you're in luck, because up next is another dose of HNDEL 12 Concerti Grossi Op 6 inches. Stay tuned.
In your eyes, there's a bright paradise. All I imagine, all of my dream, with you now, real life. Our whole world is a garden. I've always dreamt about Eden.
perfect harmony. Your heart is a chorus that sets us free. You inspire me entirely. Take me higher, please. And I know now without you, joy couldn't be found without you. Silence wouldn't miss your sound without you. My feet couldn't leave the ground without you. Without you. Every day I search for something true, looking closely for the way that would lead me somewhere new, to help me know